Japan built its reputation on motorcycles that are cheap, fast, and nearly impossible to kill. But what if I told you there are European bikes out there that do the exact same thing, sometimes even better? Bikes with real, shocking reliability and price tags that won't make your wallet cry. We're not talking about exotic divas. These are bikes that start every morning, ride hard, and last for years. Some even beat the Japanese at their own game. Stick around, because by the end of this list, you'll be wondering why nobody talks about them. Number 13, SWM Super Duel T. Some bikes don't care about being pretty. They just want to get you there. The SWM Super Duel T is one of those machines. It doesn't try to impress you with chrome or polish. Instead, it rolls up with a scratched-up grin and says, "Let's go." Riders love this bike because it feels like a tool, in the best possible way. You throw your gear on it, hit the road, and it just keeps going. Mountains, mud, broken roads, back alleys. It's like this thing was built to survive. And somehow, despite its rugged attitude, it still manages to ride smooth and comfortable. What shocks people most is how tough it feels. Even owners who started out skeptical, who thought they were buying just a cheap Italian bike, end up falling in love. Why? Because it doesn't complain. It doesn't break your back. It doesn't overheat or overcomplicate. And the best part is that it flies under the radar. Nobody expects much from it, which makes it that much more satisfying when it absolutely delivers. It's not a bike you polish, it's a bike you ride. If you want a motorcycle that doesn't care what the weather is like, that doesn't care if the road disappears, and that still makes you smile at the end of a long day, the Super Duel T is quietly one of Europe's best-kept secrets. But if you want something that looks a little meaner and rides even harder, wait until you see what comes next, then there's something else for you. Number 12, Husqvarna Svart 701. This bike looks like it was dropped off a spaceship, then decided to grow a beard and move to the city. The Husqvarna Svart 701 is one of those rare machines that gets stares at every red light, and for good reason. Riders love it because it's weird in all the right ways. It's lightweight, it's mean, and it feels like it was built for mischief. Whether you're weaving through city traffic or tearing up a back road, it makes every ride feel like a mission. You don't just go somewhere, you arrive with attitude. There's something about the way it feels. You sit upright, but you still feel ready to attack. It's not trying to be comfortable, but somehow it is. It's not trying to be fast, but somehow you're already gone. This bike plays by its own rules, and that's exactly why people fall in love with it. And don't let the name fool you. Yeah, it's Swedish, but it's built by the Austrians, and it feels like it. Tough, focused, zero drama. It's got that raw, punchy spirit that wakes up your spine and makes you want to ride for no reason. You won't see many of these on the road, but when you do, you'll remember it. And when you own one, you won't want to let it go. It's that one bike in your garage that makes all the others feel too normal. But if you're looking for something with more tradition, something that feels like it's been part of the road for decades, then you'll need a monster. Number 11, Ducati Monster 821. Forget what you've heard. Not every Ducati is high maintenance or high drama. The Monster 821, especially the later models, changed everything. It's the bike that made Ducati rideable again, and it earned a ton of love because of it. Riders adore this bike because it's the perfect balance of attitude and control. It looks mean. It sounds glorious. And when you're on it, you feel like the main character in every street movie ever made. But it's not trying to hurt you. It's not trying to prove anything. It just wants to ride. This bike gives you confidence. You feel connected to it in a way that's hard to explain. It's muscular but not overwhelming. It's responsive but not twitchy. It's got just enough of that Italian fire to keep things fun without making your life a nightmare. And it's surprisingly comfortable. You're not folded in half. You're not fighting vibrations. You're just moving, fast, smooth, and with style. And let's be honest, there's something about owning a Ducati that just feels cool. But with this one, you're not buying a name. You're buying a motorcycle that's earned its place. Used models, still affordable. And as long as you're not buying one that's been abused, they hold up. Regular owners say it all the time. This was the Ducati that changed my mind. If you want a bike that gives you that Italian spirit without the Italian headache, the Monster 821 is your golden ticket. If you're still here and you want a golden ticket to more videos like these, hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications. Number 10. Moto Guzzi V7 3-Stone. Some bikes speak softly, but carry a heavy dose of soul. The Moto Guzzi V7 3-Stone is exactly that. It doesn't scream for attention, it just shows up with class, comfort, and character, the kind of character you can't fake. At the heart of this machine is a 744cc air-cooled V-twin engine. It makes around 52 horsepower and just under 40 pound-feet of torque. Now that might not sound like much on paper, but guess what? You're not buying numbers, you're buying a feeling. And that feeling is old school with modern road manners. Riders love this bike because it rides like it knows something you don't. It's smooth, it's stable, and it's shockingly easy to live with. It's got a shaft drive, which means no chain, no mess, and basically zero maintenance. The seating position is upright and relaxed, making it one of the most comfortable mid-size bikes on the market. The V7 3-Stone weighs in at just around 470 pounds, with a seat height of just over 30 inches, which means almost any rider can swing a leg over it and feel right at home. And with a fuel tank holding over 5 gallons, this thing can run for miles before you even think about a gas stop. Reviewers across the board praise it for its smoothness, its style, and its simplicity. It's a bike that doesn't need to brag, because the moment you ride it, you get it. Cycle World called it the most emotionally satisfying standard in its class, and owners echo that sentiment. It's the kind of bike people keep for years, because nothing else quite scratches that same itch. Style-wise, the Stone model is minimal, blacked out, and pure Italian cool. It's not chrome and flash, it's urban, elegant, and quietly confident. You don't ride this bike to show off, you ride it because it feels right. From the low rumble of the V-twin to the gentle pulse through the bars, it connects with you in a way that's hard to describe, but impossible to forget. For older riders, it's comfortable. For newer riders, it's approachable. And for everyone in between, it's joy. Low weight, smooth power, and enough grunt to keep things fun, whether you're cruising downtown or heading into the hills for the weekend. It's not the fastest, it's not the flashiest, but it might just be the most honest bike you'll ever ride. But if you're ready to trade that Italian charm for some German grit and long-distance comfort, then a popular model is what you should get. Number 9. BMW F800 GT. When people think of BMW, they think of big bikes with big price tags. But the BMW F800 GT is the brand's quiet assassin, a midweight touring bike that just works. It's powered by a parallel twin engine that makes enough power to cruise all day without breaking a sweat. But it's not about horsepower, it's about smoothness, effortless motion. That's why riders love it. This bike feels refined, mature, and purpose-built. It has a belt drive, which means minimal maintenance, no oil-covered chains, no drama, and the riding position is spot on, upright enough to stay relaxed, tucked just enough to feel planted at 70 miles per hour. With a seat height around 31 inches and weight under 500 pounds, it's manageable for just about anyone. Add in a set of bags and you've got yourself a stealth touring machine that laughs at long miles. Owners say this is one of BMW's most underappreciated motorcycles. Why? Because it doesn't overload you with settings. It just does its job and does it well. It's the bike you buy when you're done pretending and ready to just ride. But if you want something a little taller, a little rougher, and a whole lot more adventurous, you're gonna love this animal. Number 8. Triumph Tiger 800 XR. Now this is a bike that knows how to travel. The Triumph Tiger 800 XR is one of those machines that feels like it was made for long rides, empty roads, and the occasional sketchy shortcut. Riders love this bike because it gives you the confidence to go anywhere without feeling like you're wrestling a beast. It's tall, but it's well balanced. It's strong, but it's friendly. And with a triple-cylinder engine, it's got a smooth, torquey pull that never feels stressed. The seat sits around 31 inches, and it feels lighter than it looks. Most riders say the handling is easy, especially in tight corners and parking lots. The windscreen actually works, the seat is comfortable, and you could ride this thing from coast to coast with nothing but a backpack and a dream. And here's what makes the Tiger special. It doesn't feel like an adventure bike. It feels like a bike you can live with. It commutes, it tours, it even grins through gravel. Used models are out there for under $6,000, and they last. Riders regularly put 50,000 miles on these things without a hiccup. If you've been eyeing a touring bike but don't want the bulk of a Goldwing or the cost of a GS, the Tiger 800 XR TR hits that sweet spot between capability, comfort, and cost. But we're going even deeper into adventure territory with a bike that'll shock you with just how good it really is. Number 7. Aprilia Treg 660. The name Touareg alone hints at what this bike was built for. Adventure. Pure, unfiltered, no excuses adventure. And for a European brand that's mostly known for aggressive street bikes and track weapons, Aprilia shocked the world by dropping this middleweight dual sport that's nothing short of excellent. People love the Aprilia Treg 660 for one main reason: it makes no compromise between dirt and road. Most adventure bikes lean one way. This one doesn't. It'll climb rocks in the Sahara and cruise at 80 miles per hour on the highway without breaking a sweat. That's rare. It weighs just around 449 pounds dry, surprisingly light for a bike in this category. The seat height is just under 34 inches, which makes it manageable for most riders, especially with that narrow seat profile. And it carries just under 5 gallons of fuel, giving you solid range in the middle of nowhere. But what makes people smile most about the Touareg isn't just its capabilities, it's how it feels. The suspension absorbs terrain like it's floating. The parallel twin engine puts out around 80 horsepower, and it's smooth, well-tuned, and surprisingly fun. And look at it. The design screams European elegance with a bit of Mad Max. It looks like something that belongs in a Dakar rally or the next James Bond chase scene. People say riding the Touareg makes you feel like a hero, like you're ready to ride across continents. And in truth, you could. That's how confidence-inspiring and easy this machine is. Italian flair, adventure pedigree, and a surprising amount of comfort. That's what makes the Touareg a European gem that stands toe-to-toe with the best from Japan, and in many cases, rides right past them. Number 6. Husqvarna Nordon 901. This isn't your typical ADV bike. The Husqvarna Nordon 901 isn't just a machine, it's a statement. It takes everything people love about ADV riding and throws in some unmistakable European style. Long days on the road? This bike says bring it on. Powered by an 899cc parallel twin engine, this bike puts out just over 100 horsepower. But what really hooks people is the balance. Riders say it feels smooth even on tough terrain and planted even when loaded up for a weekend escape. The suspension, made for big adventures, soaks up bumps without punishing your back. And it's tall with a seat height around 33.6 inches, but it still feels manageable. You've got a 6-gallon fuel tank, so it'll eat miles without begging for gas. At just under 500 pounds dry, it's lighter than it looks, and it looks mean, like it's ready to disappear into the horizon. Why do people love this bike? Because it does everything without making you feel like you're wrestling a tank. It's modern but not overdone. It's got enough power to be fun, but it's not trying to prove anything. Riders say it's one of the most comfortable ADV bikes they've ever swung a leg over. And the real secret? It's based on the KTM platform, but tuned to feel refined. That's the magic of Husqvarna. They take the wild DNA of KTM and polish it up just enough. It's a beast in a tuxedo. So if you're dreaming of that one bike that cruises the highway, plays in the dirt, and never complains, the Nordon might just be the one. Number 5. Triumph Speed Twin 1200. This Triumph Speed is proof that a motorcycle can be both beautiful and brutal. This isn't just a bike, it's an experience. It's the kind of machine that makes you smile before you even hit the starter. Under the tank, you get a 1200cc parallel twin engine that pumps out around 90 horsepower and 82 pound-feet of torque. But forget the numbers, it's the feel that matters. This thing pulls like a freight train from low RPMs, but never feels harsh. It's got that classic British growl that turns heads every time you roll by. Seat height is just under 31 inches, so it's easy to flat foot. And the riding position? Perfectly neutral. No wrist pain, no backache, just pure riding joy. Wet weight sits around 480 pounds, which makes it solid without being bulky. And the twin rear shocks give you that vintage look with surprisingly modern comfort. What people really love is how this bike blends style and substance. It looks retro, but rides like a dream. City riding? No problem. Highway speeds? It cruises. Weekend canyon carving? Bring it on. It's also ridiculously well built. The fit and finish are top-notch. No rattles, no cheap plastics. Everything feels premium. And while it has tech features like ABS and ride modes, it doesn't shove them in your face. The Speed Twin keeps it simple, and that's exactly what makes it special. This isn't a show bike. It's not a race bike. It's a rider's bike. One that makes every trip, even the grocery run, feel like a small adventure. But then there's a bike that took Europe by storm and might just be the best-kept secret in motorcycling. Number 4, BMW R9T. Some bikes don't just look good, they feel good. The BMW R9T is one of those those rare machines that turns heads, stirs souls, and reminds you why you fell in love with motorcycling in the first place. At its core, it's got a massive 1170cc air-cooled boxer twin, pumping out around 110 horsepower. But numbers aren't what riders rave about. What they love is how the R9T brings back that old-school mechanical soul while still being rock-solid reliable. The sound is unforgettable. That boxer engine has a deep, distinct growl that you feel in your chest. The looks? Pure art. A sculpted gas tank, exposed shaft drive, and minimalist lines that echo the cafe racers of old. It's a bike you park and stare at, even after a long ride. But the real magic is in the ride. It's smooth, balanced, and handles curves like it was born in the Alps. The suspension is firm but forgiving. The brakes, strong and confident, and the riding position hits that sweet spot. Slightly aggressive, but still comfortable for long hauls. This is a bike for riders who want character without compromise. Something you can take to a meet, a mountain pass, or just your favorite back road, and it never gets old. If you think Japan owns the retro modern game, BMW just proved you wrong. And speaking of legends being reborn, we're about to get into the top 3. If you're still with us, have you subscribed to our channel and liked this video? Please do. You won't regret it. Number 3, Moto Guzzi V85 TT. Some bikes whisper adventure. The Moto Guzzi V85 TT practically shouts it from mountaintops. This machine is Italy's answer to ADV bikes, but with an attitude all its own. Underneath that rugged bodywork lies an 853cc transverse V-twin, producing a respectable 76 horsepower. But again, it's not about numbers, it's about feeling. And the V85 TT has feeling in spades. Riders love this bike for its unmistakable style. A blend of retro rally bikes and modern adventure tours, it's one of the most unique-looking machines on the road. That red frame, high front fender, and twin LED DRLs, instant classic. But beyond the looks, this thing rides. The upright stance gives a commanding view. The wide bars and mid-weight frame make it easy to control, even for shorter riders. And the shaft drive? Clean, low maintenance, and smooth. Off-road, it can handle dirt, gravel, and backcountry detours. On the highway, rock solid and surprisingly comfortable. It's not the fastest, but it's one of the most enjoyable. And Guzzi packed all that adventure into a bike that's simple. No over-the-top screens, no overwhelming tech. Just you, the engine, and the road ahead. The V85 TT feels like it was built by riders who wanted to explore, and it shows. And if you think this is the peak of European engineering, wait until you see what's coming in at number 2. Number 2, Triumph Bonneville T120. When people say British icon, they're probably talking about the Triumph Bonneville T120. It's the motorcycle equivalent of a perfectly aged whiskey, smooth, refined, and utterly satisfying. At its heart is a 1200cc parallel twin, churning out a silky 79 horsepower with a whopping dose of low-end torque. This bike pulls from low RPMs and never feels like it's working too hard. It's got power, but it delivers it with grace. Why do riders love the T120? Because it captures everything they want from a classic motorcycle: looks, sound, and presence, while secretly hiding modern comfort beneath the surface. Heated grips, ride modes, ABS, it's all there. But it never feels like a gadget on wheels. The style? Pure class. Chrome fenders, wire spoke wheels, twin clocks. It looks like a machine your granddad might have owned, but with the refinement your back will thank you for. But the real joy? It's the ride. The seat is plush, the suspension is gentle without being mushy. The weight gives it stability, while the handling stays light and responsive. This is a bike you can ride all day, through towns, over hills, across states. It doesn't scream, it just speaks, in a calm, confident tone that makes you want to keep riding. Some say the Japanese make the best all-rounders, but if you want a machine with history, character, and endless charm, the Bonneville T120 is untouchable. But we've still got one last bike, and it's the one that'll shock even the most loyal Japan fans. At number 1, the Ducati Scrambler icon. Every now and then, a motorcycle comes along that breaks the mold. The Ducati Scrambler icon is that bike. It's the kind of machine that makes lifelong Japanese bike lovers pause mid-sentence, walk over, and just stare. It's not just a Ducati. It's not just a Scrambler. It's an emotion on 2 wheels. Let's start with the obvious. This bike looks stunning, minimal, classic, effortlessly cool. Whether you're parked outside a diner or cruising down a coastal road, the Scrambler icon turns heads without trying. That unmistakable round headlight with the X-shaped grille, the slim tank, the upright stance, it's all screaming one thing: freedom. But it's not just about looks. This bike feels good. It weighs just under 490 pounds, which makes it light enough for newer riders, yet stable enough to inspire confidence at higher speeds. The air-cooled 803 cubic centimeter engine puts out enough torque to make you grin, especially in the mid-range where it loves to play. Twist the throttle and there's an instant response. Nothing jerky, nothing robotic. It's organic. It's real. People love this bike for its simplicity. No complicated ride modes, no overwhelming screens, just you, the road, in a machine that feels like an extension of your body. It's low-tech in the best way. Everything you need, nothing you don't. The upright riding position, the wide handlebars, and the forgiving suspension make it ideal for long rides, short rides, city streets, or winding mountain passes. The seat height sits at around 31 inches, making it friendly for a wide range of riders. And then there's the sound, that signature Ducati rumble, throaty, raw, alive. Japanese bikes might be smoother, quieter, more clinical, but the Scrambler icon gives you something more: character. This is the bike that converts skeptics, because this isn't just a motorcycle, this is a lifestyle. Click on the video popping up next. Keep watching. If you enjoyed this, smash that like button, subscribe for more no-nonsense motorcycle content, and I'll catch you there.